welcome back to a new episode on our new series, Black Girl Healing Session, available to listen to on Unapologetically Shaun Podcast. You can listen to our podcast on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Radio Public, Anchor, and I always upload an episode on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Life with Shaun. Okay, let's get into this episode for Black Girl Healing Session. Okay, so this one is going to be talking about dealing with abandonment issues. I don't know who's going through this, who's been through this, who's healed from it, but I still fight with myself with dealing with my abandonment issues. Now, I'm going to go through talking about what triggers my abandonment issues or what triggers abandonment issues for others. I'm going to talk about the side effects of abandonment. I'm going to talk about, treatments that you can do to help you deal with your abandonment issues or help you heal from those traumas. So I hope that this episode really helps somebody, help them heal from their abandonment issues as well. And if you're not going through this, make sure you share these podcast episodes, because somebody that you know might be going through this and you don't know. So just share it with others. All right, let's get into it. Now, most of the time, abandonment issues stem from a fear of loneliness. And it also is a form of anxiety as well. Like, a lot of it stems from a loss in your childhood. So just like I said in my previous episode of not feeling enough, a lot of our traumas stem from our childhood. And I feel like my abandonment issues really started when I lost my mother when I was 17. That's when they, I guess, manifested more, because I had abandonment issues, but not so to the extreme as I have them now after I lost my mother, which this is normally called emotional abandonment. And this is when it happens when you lose or you're separated from a loved one. So, not only losing somebody through death, but also, children that are in foster care, I'm sure they have a lot of abandonment issues because they're separated from their parent or whatever. So that's one thing that, developed my abandonment issues. And I still face and go through these issues to this day. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And I'm just now realizing all of the things that I personally go through. And this is one that is on the top. And this affects so many different parts of my life. That's why I used to be so clingy. I never wanted to let people go because of this. And also, it also affected me in a way where my heart kind of got hardened because I don't let people in. It's because I have the fear of people leaving. And this is where it all stemmed from. Other, triggers that might trigger abandonment in the mind is, when parents divorce, some kids develop abandonment issues because now they're used to having one whole unit, and then now it's separated. So now they're separated, the children. So it that can really cause abandonment issues in children. Also, when you have a relationship that ends, so say you have a long-term relationship and it ends abruptly, that could cause you abandonment issues. Your friendships ending, people just leaving in general out of your life that's important to you will cause abandonment issues. Even as little as being forgotten in a store as a kid, that can really trigger abandonment issues, and just being ignored and neglected. Those are all different triggers that you might relate to that some of this stuff might have happened to you and you might not even realize, oh man, that's why I have a problem with people leaving. That's because you have abandonment issues. So, you know, some of these side effects that you might not notice that having these issues might cause, it could cause you to be like depressed. Your self-esteem could go down. You can be extremely insecure about your feelings. You could be feeling like you're losing control over your life. You can be isolating. You could overthink sometimes because you're trying to keep control, because you're trying to make sure things work out the way you want it to work out, so that things don't fall apart and people leave you. So those are a few things or side effects that abandonment issues, that's what you're going to get from them. Now I go back into the story of me losing my mother. It's been 12 years. Yeah. 12 years since I lost my mother. And, you know, it's, as they say, it gets easier to deal with over time, which is very true. And trust me, I was a mama's girl. I literally slept in the bed with my mama till the age of 17. I ain't ashamed to say that because I love my mama. But, you know, being the only child as well, it was very hard to deal with that, you know, and being a young woman just now, like I was still in high school. Like she passed away the summer before my senior year. So all these plans we had, like when I graduated, we were going to move to Atlanta. I went to go to Clark Atlanta. We had all these plans, and then this happened and my whole life changed. And I felt like I had to grow up so fast in that moment, which I did. That's probably why people think I'm older than what I am, because I had to grow up so fast at 17. And, you know, losing my mother at a pivotal time in my life was horrible. I'm not even gonna lie. It was very horrible, and it was very hard to deal with. Good thing I had great aunts that really helped me and shaped me into the woman I am today. But if I didn't have them, I don't know where I would be to this day. So thank God that I have them in my life to be that mother figure that I needed. But that's when I really, really struggle with abandonment issues. Like, I would just hold on to people. Not literally, but any relationship I had, I would like hold on. And I would be like afraid that they're gonna leave me like my mother left me. And I had issues with, you know, not really people dying. I think after that, I accepted death. Crazy, as young as I was, that's when I learned about accepting people transitioning and all of that. But it really affected me in relationships as well, because I was in a relationship at that time when my mother passed away, and I think that kind of affected it because I was going through so much, and then I started becoming really, really clingy at that time. Actually, I was a little clingy before, but after my mother passed away, I was like, hold on, attached, like don't leave me. So that really affected my relationships. All of my relationships, friends, family, all of that. But then I also became really distant too. So I became really distant. I became really dark. It was a lot of things that happened during that time, but that fear of loneliness was very strong during those times, you know. And as the years went on, I've definitely have learned to deal with these abandonment issues and learned that sometimes people do leave and it's okay. And I will be okay. I'm not gonna die because someone leaves my life. So sometimes it just takes, growth and wisdom and age for you to understand that portion. So yeah, I just gave y'all a little insight of my life and what I have been dealing with, but I know a lot of us are dealing with these abandonment issues, and sometimes it's just hard to talk about. But I hope that my story and my journey has helped someone else that is dealing with the same thing or even been through the same thing, because I have friends that also lost their mothers, so we kind of bonded with that. And I wouldn't say that's trauma bonding, but we definitely bonded and connected because we've been through that same pain or a loss of a mother. So if my story can help and heal somebody else, I really hope that it does. God gave me this voice and gave me all these experiences in my life to help somebody else make it through something, make it through these same struggles in their life. So if they can see that I made it out, then they know that they can make it out. So I just want to be a light and let y'all know that, yes, these emotional abandonment issues have been a part of me, but I'm learning to heal and let it go, and not feel like I have the fear of losing control. Because that's another thing that I probably need to talk about, is the fear of losing control, because I have that too. That's another thing. It is hard to not be in control of everything in life. And I'm definitely learning that I'm not in control. God is in control. So I hope this episode really, really helps somebody, because this has been something I've been dealing with for many, many years. And I'm still growing and I'm still going. But I sure forgot about telling you all some treatments and ways to deal with abandonment issues. So definitely you can seek a mental health professional, a therapist, to help you overcome this fear, and also learn how to adopt self-care in your life. Like really truly becoming one with yourself, loving yourself, this will help you overcome abandonment issues too. So learn to love yourself. All right, y'all. So I hope that we all can come together and heal from all of our issues. I hope Black Girl Healing Session really helps you in a great way, and really helps you become the woman that you are supposed to be. All right. Thank you for listening, and we will be back on Wednesday with another episode for Black Girl Healing Session, as well as an episode for Unapologetically Shaun Podcast. I thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week and be great. All right. Bye.